I'm going to show you how to solo Prof Taker. For Prof Taker, you're going to need a high damaging frame, or a tanky frame, or a frame that does both. That's why I picked Chroma. I specifically selected Heat Chroma because he gives me more health of Elemental Ward, which will give me more damage with Vex Armor. Safe. More health, more damage. Prof Taker switches between multiple elements at once. Yep. Prof Taker switches between multiple elements at once, so you want to have weapons that do a lot of elements. You do not need to use the setup I'm using. There are multiple weapons that can handle Prof Taker, but this is just what I run to solo Prof Taker. I use the Zenith because when she does her pylon hit, I can hit them without having to go down there and destroy them, because Zenith doesn't care. It bypasses everything. It says unlimited punch for a secondary fire. See? Infinite punch through. I went with impact puncture / cold corrosive, so when she rotates to those elements, I can deal those elements with my Zenith. I got a magnetic Detron, so that way when she switches to magnetic, I can hurt her. If she switches to heat, I can hurt her with the Detron. If she switches to radiation, I can hurt her with the Detron. And if she switches to viral, I can hurt her with the Detron. Unfortunately, viral from Contagion does not hurt Prof Taker. If it did, it would be really good, but it doesn't. So the only reason why I have a Plague Zaw is so I can throw the Zaw and do massive damage with the modded elements. So I modded for gas and electric and gas to counter those elements. Contagion also can force proc impact, puncture, and slash, so if the Zenith doesn't get the job done, the Zaw will definitely get the job done. This is the build I use for the Zaw. This is what I use for the Detron. The Augur mod is there mostly for the set bonus. I did not use any damage mod, like I did not use like Prime Pressure Point, Hornet Strike, Heavy Caliber, any of that, because Chroma's Vex Armor does not stack. Does not stack with damage modifiers, and I didn't want to screw my own damage. Because Chroma's Vex Armor is a damage modifier itself, and they're both additive damage. So they'll get diminishing returns. They're not like other additive damage modifiers that will work together, like Heavy Caliber can work with the Merciless mod, or Prime Point Blank can work with the Merciless mod depending on the weapon. Or the Galvanized mods can work with the Arcanes, even though they're both additive modifiers. I use the Veloctus because, or however the hell you say it, because it can one-shot the limbs of Prof Taker. Corvus is also good. If you do not have this one, but you have the Corvus, well, you're in luck, because Corvus does the same thing. I have not tried the weapon you get for free from the Necromech against the limbs, but I would not be surprised. I am only equipping this for extra Blast and Shock. It's not really that needed, because the 4 does enough blast, but hey, a little bit more blast won't hurt, a little bit more shock won't hurt. I mod this for toxin, radiation for extra radiation damage, and impact and blast. Alright, let's go bully Prof Taker. The companion. I just use Carrier Prime because, well, he's just nice. He heals me, he grabs loot for me, buffs my ammo. He's just there for utility. He's not there to actually kill shit. And he's just also there just to buff my weapon. The poor fellow will die very fast into the mission because he can cheat death, but he cannot cheat indefinitely like the Jin. So hopefully DE kind of fixes companions, so that way there's more variety in player choices for companions and people aren't just stuck using the Jin and Panzer and sometimes Smita. So you actually have more options. I'll let you know when we load in Fortuna. Oh yeah, that reminds me, before we do the fight. In order to access Prof Taker, you will need the following requirements I'm gonna say now. You will need to be old mate with Voxelaris. You'll then need the arc gun launcher segment in your gear wheel, which you get that from doing stage 1, stage 2, and stage 3 of the Prof Taker fight. You'll then need a Gravamag on your arc weapon, and then you'll need a quick set arc weapon in your heavy section. Until you can do those things, you cannot do Prof Taker. I also use Chroma for Prof Taker because his 4 can boost credits. So if I ever need credits, he helps in credits there, so there's
right. We're all here.
that.
Let's get started.
I'm also skipping the dialogue to make it go by quicker. If you're wondering why I use Hideous Resistance as my helmet subsume for Chroma, it's so that way when Prof Taker spams her magnetic damage field, my Chroma does not get screwed over by it, because magnetic will screw you. It will drain your energy really fast. That, and also, with Hideous Resistance, I'm also stagger immune, so I don't need to run Prime Sure-Footed. I can swap my Xelis out for something more utility-based or more power strength or something entirely different, because Hideous Resistance is basically... Think of Hideous Resistance like Revenant's Mesmer skin, but minus the cheat death part. You get the status immunity, you get the stagger immunity, and it runs off charges, but you can't defy death with it. That's the only catch. Other than that, pretty good. You do not need a frame for this helmet subsume. It's just one you unlock ranking up the helmet. I would do a tutorial on how to rank up the helmet, but it kind of be hard when my helmet's already ranked up. So if I can find a way to explain how to rank up the helmet, I will let you guys know.
Lay it. Once that mother hits the overcharge radius, we're done for. No second chances.
There she is.
So you want Prof Taker to hurt you a bit so you can build up your Vex on it. And then you just use your weapons.
That's it. Focus your arc-wing weapons on the ore. Compromise
I
the
did not
exoskeleton
hit
of the
Prof
legs,
Taker
and
with any
then
damage
work
there.
your
That
way
was
to the
straight
order.
perfect timing. And I don't need to hop in my magazine. Yeah, after you hit her here and damage her like this, she'll immediately do her pylons. Out like that onto you. And you gotta destroy them. And after that, then you have to damage her limbs again, then damage her again, then she cycles back to the shit, and then rinse repeat the fight.
Duds? No. Look. They're sinking with the ore. Shield's going back up. Outwelder, deal with those pylons.
How many more of you are there?
Shield's away you. Whatever you're doing, it's working.
Which was also nice about the Zenith is, since these pylons are protected by those barriers, you cannot hurt them unless you go into the barriers. The Zenith doesn't care. It just goes right through that shit. It also doesn't care about walls, as you just saw there. It's like, what's a wall?
The shields are vulnerable.
Radiation damage for your weapon damage to Prof Taker's health. Prof Taker is howling armor, kind of like an item. So radiation damage. Thing. The shield's already almost done. sometimes Canadian will proc impacts on PP, sometimes well, then you guys go in back. Hit her like that. It's annoying when proc doesn't. I get it from a Canadian because it's longer. Or when she forces pushes you into a nullifier. Like that. It's like you take over your abilities. Even when you're status vegan.
Heads up. Bombardment inbound. This should confuse her adaptation
Yeah,
system.
see, 4 characters are dead. But that's okay, even though he's dead, you're still dead. Even dead, he can go evil. Kill him because you'll reset my Archon cooldown, so when I need to hold my Archon again, I can pull that.
Highland back up. Wreck 'em.
When I kill PT, I am flying as fast as I can away from Prop Taker, because Chroma cannot face any Prop Taker. My favorite frame in the game, Hildren Bow, yeah, she can face any Prop Taker. Because her passive doesn't care. When her shield's at 0, she becomes invincible to all damage. Unlike the normal Warframes that when their shields drop, they become invincible to all damage in 1.25 seconds, but Toxin can still hurt them. Hildren, when her shield hits 0, she's invincible to all damage for exactly 3 seconds, including Toxin. And that resets when her shield hit full. She can also link that passive balance. And it's refreshable by jumping out of our Maiden's field and everything.
D, what is it?
Satellite just moved. Ned's crew must have figured out our bypass. It's realigning.
I've only got a few mortars left. Firing them all.
Prop Taker is already
Running
almost
after
dead.
her. You have to kill her now. Booked in another transmitter.
Suppressing fire.
And there we go. That's how you kill Prop Taker. That Nightwave challenge
Is it?
for you guys a lot easier.
We crap. We did it. We
And
did
also
it.
that Prop Taker grind. Yeah, before you grab the loot, always do Chroma's 4 if you use Chroma,
Rip out anything you think
because
might
that
help
will
our cause.
skyrocket how much credits you pick up. And if you have a booster, you can get even more credits. That's an easy way to make 1,000,000 credits in one single mission, is by running a booster in Chroma's 4. And there you go, that's how you solo Prop Taker.